So welcome to week 9. This week we're going to learn about the Kalman filter. You may remember Richard Kalman. He was the famous American control engineer who figured out that the Russians really had something going for them when they did the state space way of describing things. So what he came up with was the linear quadratic regulator, which we studied a bit back. And he came up with an optimum observer. And this optimum observer is called the Kalman filter. And it's very analogous to the linear quadratic regulator, where we balanced how much energy we put into the motors versus how much the state variable changed. This time, the thing we're balancing, or the things we're balancing, are, first of all, the measurement error. Generally, we don't measure all the state variables, as we talked about in observers. And each state variable that we do measure, or whatever we do measure, has measurement noise on it. Secondly, we have a model for the system. And we could probably predict what the next position the system will be in based on the last position it was in and its most recent velocity and what we know about the system. However, our model is never perfect either. Take the best possible mix, like if we're really certain about the measurement and we're not really certain about the model, we want to believe the measurement a lot more than we believe the model. So how do we do this balancing thing? Well, it's very similar to the linear quadratic regulator. In fact, the mathematics are almost identical. And what we do is we decide how much we care about each one of those, how much we believe each one of those, and we put that into our input to our linear quadratic regulator, only in this case it's the Kalman filter, and we decide how much we think each one of them, how good the measurement is, and then we simulate it. And we can look and see how good our simulation is. And if our simulation looks really good, our simulated state variables look really good, and the measurements look really good, then we'll accept it. If not, we may adjust how much we emphasize either the measurement or the model until we're happy with the system. So this is very analogous to what we did with the linear quadratic regulator. And this time we're going to put this new system together with the state feedback, the linear quadratic regulator, and when you put the Kalman filter and the linear quadratic regulator together, you get the linear Gaussian regulator. So that's basically the culmination of this week.